In this lecture, I will discuss what is Universal Journal and its table ACDOCA, which are introduced in SAP S/4HANA Business Suite, and how is this relevant to SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement module in terms of searching the data. And then we will discuss what is simplification of data and compatibility views, which are also introduced in SAP S/4HANA Business Suite. Before I explain you what is ACDOCA table, you need to understand about SAP tables. So let me define you about SAP tables first. SAP tables are the building blocks of the SAP environment, which are created, displayed, and maintained through SAP Data Dictionary by using the transaction code SE11 and SE80. For example, if you run the transaction code SE11 on your SAP system and then go to ACDOCA, click display. So you will have the structure of ACDOCA table with all its fields. Secondly, if you go back, so you have the option to create a custom table, to change an existing table, and to copy an existing table to create a new table. So that is through the transaction code SE11. Secondly, SAP tables store all the data within your SAP system, which are processed and accessed through SAP ABAP code. The transaction code SC16N is mostly used to display general data information. So if you create a new session and go to transaction code SE16N, and here you will enter ACDOCA. You will see its description: Universal Journal Entry Line Items. And here are the fields which you can also see in transaction code SC11. So whatever fields you will add here, you can display those fields in selection criteria in transaction code SE16N. So which is the transaction code which is used to display general data information. So type ACDOCA and click execute. You can minimize the number of hits if you like. So here are the results for different company codes. You can also filter the results as per your company code. For example, my company code is ZT01. Execute. So that's how you can display the general data information for your company code. Next, I will explain you in detail what is Universal Journal and its table ACDOCA. The Universal Journal was introduced with SAP S/4HANA Finance 1503 as the book of original entry for business transactions in SAP S/4HANA Finance and Controlling. It is based on the new table ACDOCA, which can be accessed through transaction code SC16N. The Universal Journal is also referred as single source of truth because it records all the line items of the business transactions along with the reference of header information that is normally recorded by the table BKPF for accounting document header or MKPF for material document reference from S/4HANA sourcing and procurement. The business transactions include FI documents, CO documents, asset accounting documents, material documents from S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, and so no further reconciliation is needed between them to transfer the data, and OLTP, online transactional processing, and OLAP, online analytical processing, can be run from the same table as we discussed in our first section. Before SAP S/4HANA, the data was stored into different tables. For example, table MSEG to store material document segment, causing data redundancy and slow access of data. So those tables are no longer required because of the new architecture of Universal Journal Table ACDOCA. So Universal Journal is a single source of truth, but before Universal Journal, there were multiple sources of truth. For example, the combination of multiple tables such as asset accounting, controlling, profitability analysis, that is COPA, material ledger, represents the truth. And the times reconciliation efforts are needed for the reports by architecture, such as balance sheet and profit and loss statements. So this reconciliation effort is no longer needed because of Universal Journal as single source of truth. So now I will explain you the scenario through the following image which was published by SAP. In Universal Journal, each posting creates line items in the Universal Journal table ACDOCA that combines all data entered in the different financial components into one single structure. It contains all the fields needed for the following components, for example, GL, COPA, CO, asset accounting, material ledger. So it means that we no longer need to do reconciliation efforts between FI and CO or between general ledger, asset accounting, profitability analysis, material ledger, as one Universal Journal will do this itself. So another question which comes in mind here, that what is ACDOCA and what is its relation to Universal Journal? So ACDOCA is a new table introduced in SAP S/4HANA, and Universal Journal entries which belong to different components, for example, GL, COPA, CO, asset accounting, and material ledger, are written to this new table. Next, I will give you an information about general data information, that how the data looks in ACDOCA. The new journal entry consists of a header, which is table BKPF, and the respective items, which is table ACDOCA. So as you can see in ACDOCA general data information, that it has got the line items, and also in reference procedure column says BKPF. So that includes header information as well. BKPF, you can click on the small icon to see its description. BKPF says accounting document, and it has got separate table which contains header information of the document. So if you go back to the transaction code SC16N and type BKPF, which is accounting document header, so you can see its description. So it will not display, this table will not display line item information. It will just display the header information of the document. So ACDOCA not only displays line item information, but the header information of an accounting document as well. Similarly, you can view the header document reference procedure of MKPF that represents material document. If you scroll down the list and take a look at MKPF, so that represents material document. So what does it mean? It means that the material document number, as you can see here, reference document, this is the material document number, and through the material document number, an accounting document is also created, as I showed you in the first lecture of this course, that the material document creates the accounting document as well. So this is the material document number, and how how can we know that? We can see that the reference procedure is MKPF that refers material document, and through that material document and accounting document is also created. Now, how can we see this information in different windows? So if you go to the transaction code MIGO, if you remember, I showed you this transaction code in our first lecture. That's how we can create goods receipt through this transaction code. And if you go back to the table and just copy this document number and then go back to MIGO screen and then paste it here and then click execute. And here we go. All the information of this material document has been popped up. And now if we go to the document info tab and click on FI documents and take a look which accounting document number was generated through the material document. So you can see that this is the accounting document number which was generated. And if we go back to ACDOCA table and take a look that which accounting document was generated against this material document, so that's the same accounting document number. So that's how you can view ACDOCA table to get the benefit of how you can search the data. So what about this table MKPF? If you want to view only this table, so if you go back and then type MKPF, so you will notice that it says MKPF compatibility view. What is compatibility view? That's the discussion will be into our next topic. After Universal Journal. The Universal Journal entry document is dependent on fiscal year and company code. So as you can see the line item information, it has got the company code and fiscal year. There are 6-digit field for line item numbering and 23 digits for currency fields in Universal Journal. SAP offers a new transaction number for every 999 document lines. All non-statistical items are updated as Universal Journal entries. Data for tables, which is COEP, Fagel Flexa, ANEP, MLIT tables, and so on, is stored directly in ACDOCA. Let me tell you here that ACDOCA table is the replacement of Fagel Flexa table. Fagel Flexa in SAP ERP system, which was the version before SAP S/4HANA, used to store line item information just like ACDOCA table, but it does not have that much capability to store data from all the modules like ACDOCA table has. Because with Fagel Flexa, we need reconciliation efforts to bring the data from other modules. We need reconciliation efforts, but with ACDOCA table, all the line item data from different components is stored in ACDOCA table. There are rare cases when there is no document header for the entries in ACDOCA, for example, balance carry forward document, correction in migration, etc. The fast multi-dimensional reporting is possible on the Universal Journal without replicating data to business intelligence. If business intelligence is in place, one single business intelligence extractor is needed. The Universal Journal can be extended with customer fields for enhanced reporting. Extensibility is available for all the components that use Universal Journal, such as GL, CO, AA, and ML. There are two capabilities through which Universal Journal can be extended, and those are COPA extensibility and coding block extensibility. Extension means that SAP has provided standard fields in ACDOCA table, but you can also create your own fields to extend Universal Journal or ACDOCA and its ACDOCA table. As I showed you ACDOCA table through transaction code SE11, that SAP has already provided standard fields in ACDOCA table, but you can create your own fields to extend ACDOCA table. So here, COPA extensibility and coding block extensibility are doing the same function. COPA extensibility refers specifically to account-based profitability analysis through which universal journal lines can be extended. And coding block extensibility is the one through which you can create your own fields, especially journal ledger, or it is used by FI module but can be used by other modules as well, such as CO, HR, special purpose ledger, etc. As the table ACDOCA displays actual data line items, so similarly, there are some other isolated tables besides Universal Journal ACDOCA according to their purposes and can be viewed through the transaction code SC16N. So the first one is ACDOCP, which displays plan data line items. As you can see on my SAP screen, so I am displaying the transaction code SC16N, and through that transaction code you can see this table, which is ACDOCP. The next one is ACDOCU, which is Universal Consolidation Journal Entries. So you can also display this date table through the transaction code SC16N on SAP system. The last one is ACDOCC, which is Consolidation Journal. And we can also view it through the transaction code SC16N. Through these line item tables, SAP HANA database architecture improves system performance by organizing data in SAP S/4HANA Business Suite and can aggregate data from these line item tables at runtime. Next, we will discuss what is simplification of data and compatibility views in SAP S/4HANA Business Suite. As the data is stored in one table, ACDOCA now, so the data storage has been simplified and its access has also been quick and faster. Additionally, with SAP HANA database in-memory technology and its columnar database structure. The old tables, including index and aggregate tables, have been eliminated in SAP S/4HANA Finance. And this removes data redundancy, reduces database footprint, increases the transaction throughput, and derived data can be calculated on the fly from the accounting documents and line items instead of being physically stored in the database. If an organization wants to view data as per the eliminated tables, so those tables can still be accessed through compatibility views. So here is the image published by SAP itself for the removed tables, index tables, and aggregate tables, which are removed in SAP S/4HANA, and these tables exist in SAP ERP system, which is the older version of SAP S/4HANA Business Suite. So you can see here that the tables, GL accounts, open items, cleared items, customers, open items, cleared items, vendor, open items, cleared items, and similarly Faggle Flexa, the table which you can use to view line items, and ACDOCA is the replacement of this table, Faggle Flexa. Then we have got fixed assets table which were removed, and then aggregate tables, general ledger totals, customer master, vendor master, and similarly cost totals for internal postings and external postings. So all these aggregate tables are removed in SAP S/4HANA. So compatibility views are the replacement of expired index tables, and aggregate tables. And read access of the data is now automatically redirected to the universal journal as the new single source of truth. Read access from custom ABAP program or reports to prior tables will work as before. I will explain this scenario in the next slide. So the custom program or report is selected by old totals or index table, which is redirected now to compatibility view, which reads data from universal journal new table ACDOCA as the single source of truth. If you want to view compatibility view of an eliminated table, so I will show this to you in SAP. Go to the transaction code SE16N and type any eliminated table. For example, I will show you Fagel Flexa table and Fagel Flex T table. So type here Fagel Flexa table first, and here you will see compatibility view for Fagel Flexa. Its description says. So this is the compatibility view for Fagel Flexa. Similarly, you can enter Fagel Flex T and you can see the compatibility view for Fagel Flex T. Fagel Flexa, if you notice, it says FGLV. So for some table, if you enter FGLV underscore before the name of the table, so that's the proper way to view the compatibility view of an eliminated table. So the question is that how an organization can take benefit of this architecture in SAP S/4HANA Business Suite. That's what I will show you in the next lecture. Here are the organizational benefits to have universal journal in SAP S/4HANA Business Suite. There is one line item table with full details for all components. Data is stored only once, so no reconciliation is needed by the architecture. Fast multi-dimensional reporting is possible without replicating data to BI. BI is the abbreviation of business intelligence. It is another application which is used to analyze and reporting of data. If BI is in place, one single BI extractor is needed as compared to multiple extractors, which were needed before in SAP ERP system. The memory footprint is reduced through elimination of redundancy. Multi-GAAP reporting capabilities based on different accounting principles in parallel, such as UK GAAP and IFRS, is now possible. The second example is additional currencies. Additional currencies capability can be added by making the appropriate ledger settings. The Universal Journal enables the preparation of balance sheets for multiple dimensions by means of document splitting. Faster period end reconciliation and period end closing is now possible. So with the architecture of Universal Journal, SAP S/4HANA Business Finance makes sure that there should be no disruption of the processes and daily life of a business. It is a good development in terms of safeguarding the customer investments and lower total cost of ownership, as the customer no longer has to buy a separate transactional or analytical system such as business intelligence.